This workout series is meant to maximize calorie burning while targeting as many muscles as possible. What we're going to do in this series is 4 different supersets. Each superset consists of 2 exercises. So what we're going to do is exercise 1, then exercise 2, do each of them twice, and then kind of move on to the next superset. In terms of each of these exercises, what we want to do is pick a weight to where when we're getting the burn, we're in that 12 to 15 rep range. Now any exercise we're doing with body weight, like crunches or push-ups, what we want to do is as many reps as possible while still keeping good form. Alright, this exercise is the alternating lunge. The basis of this exercise is working the quadricep muscles as well as most of the other muscles in the leg. The benefit of this exercise is to get the heart rate up using most of your big muscles in your body to kind of get moving on here. So on this exercise, what we're going to do is we're going to step out, touch opposite the foot up front, back knee almost touches the ground, stepping back, and then we're going to alternate on this exercise. Now one of the key points to this exercise you always want to make sure is that we never have the knee going over the toe. It puts a lot of stress on the front of the knee. So as we step forward on here, we want to make sure that that knee isn't going all the way forward. We want to keep that weight back and keep that knee from moving. This exercise is going to be the dumbbell chest press. What we're going to be working on here is the pec or chest muscles. So how we're going to do this exercise is we're going to grab a seat on the bench. We want to keep that stomach in, lay all the way back. We want to pick our feet up and keep our back nice and flat to protect the back muscle. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to bring the weights up. Start with them touching together in the middle. Keep that stomach nice and tight. We're going to come down in an arcing motion to where my elbows get to 90 degrees and then all the way back up to where they're touching at the top and my arms are completely straight. So stomach's tight, down to 90, and then all the way back up. This exercise is the dumbbell pullover. What it's going to do is focus on working your upper back muscles. So what we're going to do in this exercise, we're going to put the dumbbell down, scoot all the way out on the bench so you're making a table with your body. You want to come out further enough to where your knees are at 90 degrees, keeping your feet, knees, shoulder distance. You want to make sure head and neck are supported. You're going to make a triangle with your hands, pick up the dumbbell, put it on your chest. We want to make sure on this exercise we keep our butt up so we stay nice and flat. We're going to keep that stomach in. We're going to come up, kind of follow the contour of the head until the top of the dumbbell comes even with the bottom of the head, coming all the way back up over the sternum. Keeping those elbows nice and tight. Bring that dumbbell all the way up. This exercise is the push-up. What we're going to do is work the chest muscles as well as the bicep and tricep on this exercise. First move what we're going to do is the basic exercise, which is going to be the push-up on a bench. What we want to do is bring our hands a little bit wider than shoulder distance. What we want to make sure on this exercise is that we shift our weight forward off the toes and onto the shoulders to keep that stress on the upper body muscles. We're going to make sure we keep neutral spine so that I'm picking my chin up, looking out in front of me. What we can do on this exercise is come down to 90 degrees in the elbow and then coming back up. Now, like I said, this is beginning movement. More advanced posture would be push up on the floor. So same thing, we're going to bring the feet about a foot's distance apart. Hands a little wider than shoulder distance. Keeping your chin tucked so we're looking straight down. What we're going to do is come down to 90 degrees in the elbows and then coming back up. This exercise is the dumbbell lateral raise. Basically, this exercise is to work the medial part, which is the middle part of your muscle on the shoulder. This exercise, what you're going to do is you're going to keep your feet shoulder distance. We want to keep good posture, so we keep shoulder blades back, stomach in. We always want to keep the chin up so it's parallel with the floor, wrists nice and straight, keeping that stomach nice and tight. We're going to come up to parallel with the floor, and then all the way back down, touching the legs. Come coming up and then down. Making sure that those wrists stay nice and tight. Looking in the mirror to make sure good form. This next exercise is the double crunch. Basically, this exercise is working the abdominal muscles. What it's going to do is force you to bring your upper and lower body kind of come meet in the middle, really working the full spectrum of abs. How are you going to do this exercise? You're going to keep the knees, feet together, arms all the way over your head, keeping them shoulder distance apart. What we're going to do is we want to come up to meet in the middle, looking over the knees, getting a good squeeze on the abs, and then coming all the way back down, so hands and feet touch. Coming up, good squeeze, and then down. This exercise is the dip. What it's going to do is work the back of the arm, the tricep. So what you can do on this exercise, you want to grab a seat on the edge of the bench. You want to bring your hands down to where you're tucking your thumbs, right under where your butt would be. You want to keep stomach in. You want to bring the feet out. What we want on this exercise is my butt and my back as I come down, almost touching the bench. Making sure I keep my elbows tucked in towards each other as much as possible. Keeping chin up so it's parallel with the floor, and then what we want to do is come down to about 90 degrees in the elbow in terms of bend, and then back up. So keeping that stomach tight. Biggest thing we want to make sure is that we're not pushing ourselves all the way up here. We want to keep ourselves nice and tight to the bench. This exercise is the Superman. What this exercise is going to work is all of the lower back muscles that come through the middle of the lower back. So what I want you to do is when you lay down flat on your stomach, hands and feet shoulder distance apart. What we want to do is make sure we tuck the chin so we're looking straight down. We want to keep that good neutral spine from the top of the head all the way down to the butt. Looking straight down, keep stomach in nice and tight. We're going to lift opposite arm, opposite leg. What you want to do is make sure you come up, hold the squeeze for a 1 count, and then we're going to alternate to the other side.